In Icecrown, one of the designs on a fallen necropolis looks like a screaming person. This catapult in the Silver Pine Forest is broken and on fire, but I really like the way the wheels have these little gears in the center of them. The large statue at the entrance to Ironforge appears to have 8 teeth, although it's possible he has more teeth and we just can't see them. In Dalaran, there's an outhouse with a person inside of it with their shirt off. I don't really want to know more. There's 3 lights near this gnomish runway in the Borean tundra, and 2 of them are synced up pretty well, but the third one is definitely not. There's an area in northern Mulgore where numerous critters get guns and skull hats and run around shooting each other that every YouTuber has made a video about, including myself. Yoralan in Suramar is by a cave that it looks like you can go into, but when you try to go into it, you can't. There's a large rusted anchor in the center of Ratchet. There's a bunch of torn banners all over Shadowfang Keep, but I can't really figure out what's supposed to be on them, but I would imagine something Worgen related. In Ironforge, there's the fishing shop called the Traveling Fisherman, and there's a sign with a fish and a fishhook on it, and I'm not sure if this is a generic fish they drew up, or if it's a specific fish like a deviate fish or an oily blackmouth. In Darnassus, these roof shingles kinda look like pine trees. In the Ringing Deeps, there's 2 goblins dancing on a table while another goblin cheers them on. This Nightmare Totem in Val'sharah is really cool, and I wish I put it in Pointless Top 10 Totems, but I didn't, so I'm putting it in this instead. In the ruins of Lordaeron, there's an abomination that just runs back and forth all day and night. In Kunlai Summit, there's a Hosen riding a bat, as well as a Hosen hanging from the bat. One of these pillars in Netherstorm has fallen over. In Cragwaw's Burrow, there are 14 tiny frogs that jump up and down and are unclickable. The Kirin Tor banner actually has a bunch of little dots all over it. I don't know why, but I find the graphical wooden texture of these Quilboar huts to be very satisfying. The Ironforge Innkeeper is named Innkeeper Firebrew. In the Silverpine Forest, these trees have small red berries on them. In Shatrath, there are tree roots breaking through the wall of the city from the Terakar Forest. There's a squirrel near the Darnassus Bank. When Sethrak go to sleep, they actually curl up in a ball, kinda like a cat. In Storm Peaks, Chester Copperpot has numerous Copperpot goons protecting him. These vultures are eating dead Pale Wind villagers in the Townlong Steppes. In the Tannin Jungle, there's a nest near some fish that has eggs in it, and each egg pulsates and then swaps to a different egg to pulsate. There's a Tortolan repairing stuff with a hammer underwater in Zuldazar. In the Exodar, one of the auctioneers is named Uressa. In Gorgrond, I thought these tree leaves looked pretty cool and unique. In the wetlands, there's a dwarf statue near Ironbeard's tomb, which is presumably Ironbeard. These giant Warbringer constructs are wearing sandals, and I'm not really sure why they need sandals. Xalatath would not recruit these guys to her army. The Harpies at the Cliff Roost in Suramar have collected a very large amount of skulls and bones. It looks like someone decorated this tree stump to look like a dragon or a whelpling near the whelplings in Dustwallow Marsh. In the Silverpine Forest, there's actually little bat banners next to the Bat Flightmaster. It looks like there's 3 bananas in this bowl, but when you go a little bit to the right, you'll notice that there's actually 4 bananas in the bowl. This fountain in Drustvar has numerous clamshells on it. There's also some cool door frames in Waycrest Manor that have clamshells as well as a ship wheel. The stairs on the back of this flower carriage in Dalaran are floating. This pirate ship in Zuldazar has a little jug with a ribbon on it. In the Vale of Eternal Blossoms, there's a wolf carrying a sword named Cracklefang. In the far northwestern part of Stone Talon Mountains, there's a house in the middle of nowhere with nobody nearby except for a random deer. This broken fountain in Pyrewood Village still has some stagnated water in it. In the Waking Shores, there's a lava snail and a water snail fighting each other. This bridge in the Borean tundra is broken. In a secluded area in the wetlands, there's a head of a statue that's just randomly between some pillars and various leaves and twigs and branches. These flowers in the Sholazar Basin look very prickly. It looks like there's a Taran skull attached to this wagon in Netherstorm, which is kind of a weird combination of things. In the Pools of Vision in Thunderbluff, it almost looks like the walls themselves are melting. This gong located in the Jade Forest actually appears to be made out of jade. Which I guess makes sense. There's a cannon on top of the entranceway into Dungarak in Hillsbred Foothills. This statue in Bastion is pretty cool, but I don't know how she sees because her eyes are covered. There's a really peaceful area in the Vale of Eternal Blossoms with waterfalls and sunbeams. This centaur tent is floating in the water. This fountain in Suramar has elf statues where they have wreaths around their waist like belts. This necropolis in the Borean tundra, named Talramus, crashed here. These ick-thick wing blades are having a conversation about something. This duck and duckling are perfectly synced up. This weird robotic laser gun is on top of the armor and weapon vendor in Everlook in Winterspring. Julia Sunstriker is a professor of conjuration. In the Valley of the Four Winds, there's 3 unclickable dragonflies that just buzz around these cattail plants. There's a random diving board looking thing in the Thousand Needles. There are numerous tree roots that are overtaking the Temple of Kimball as well as the mountains near the Temple of Kimball. The Storm Stout Brewery has 2 massive water wheels and both of them look different. This balcony is shaped like the front of a ship. In northern Shadowmoon Valley in Draenor, there's a bunch of shadow skeletons walking around. In the Azure Span, these trees got crushed by a building that fell on top of them. In Maldraxxus, this building is falling over. In Argus, a tree trunk has grown into a slab of rock. This totem pole snapped in half after the cataclysm and the flooding of Thousand Needles, and it's barely hanging on. In the Tannin Jungle, there's some green liquid with slabs of rock all over with ash falling from the sky, and it looks almost as polluted as Gary, Indiana. In the ruins of Lordaeron, there's a bunch of undead talking and having drinks. In the Onaran Plains, there's beavers that are trying to construct a dam. In Vol'dun, there's some candles on rocks near some trees and spider webs, and there's some deer just eating grass or gazelle. I don't know what they are, but I just thought this was kind of weird. This mushroom has other mushrooms growing on top of it. This stone wheel in New Silvermoon City is spinning by itself. In Bastion, there's a scroll on a table that has some cool magical animations to it. In Terakar Forest, the tree trunks are shaped like pine cones. At Angle Point Wharf in Borealis, there's an area with a bunch of birds flying around and sea lions jumping into the water. There's a broken owl beast statue in Val'sharah, or at least I think it's an owl beast. There's a pearl on a rock located near some murlocs in Dustwallow Marsh. There are exactly 14 pipes on the pipe organ at Waycrest Manor. This Tuskar is chopping up fish, but missing completely and just hitting the table over and over. In the Storm Peaks, it looks like these 2 guys are going to throw something off the edge, but they're not throwing anything. This table is made from 2 barrels and I think a bench. In Zuldazar, there are 3 different colored dinosaurs walking down a road. In Gorgron, there's a rock hippo named Mogamago. This boat has a literal troll building attached to it. All of the angry blight slimes in the ruins of Southshore have red exclamation points above their head. The Goblin Teleporter machine actually has a little map of Azeroth on it, but it's an outdated map. This other statue in Bastion is pretty cool, and she's able to see because her eyes aren't covered, and she's a fountain. I thought this totem torch thing in the Townlong Steps actually looked pretty cool and unique. It kinda looks like these bird skulls have little candle hats, or that they're kobolds. There's a Caverns of Time portal keeper at the Temple of the White Tiger in Kunlai Summit. In northeastern Zuldazar, there's a reference to the Jungle Book. I'm not sure what this candle flame is doing, but it does not look like it's moving normally. Khaleesi in Maldraxxus is a bone tooth catcher. Hey everybody, thanks for watching these completely pointless WoW facts. If you want more WoW facts, I made 107 completely pointless WoW facts that you might have missed, so go watch that one. Or go watch it again if you're just trying to waste time or procrastinate on something. Okay? Okay. See ya.